conspiracy theories with the squad, baby. Oh, we're out in the galaxy. The nebula of splat. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Good shit. We are live.
Nice.
Alright. I'll share the links if you guys want to drop in.
For some reason, Twitch has me signed out. That is so odd. I'm always signed in. How weird.
That's weird.
That's just really odd.
Oh my god, he's got a puke. Conspiracy theories.
Baby, right here.
Now let's cover a big conspiracy theory tonight in everybody's
Okay, that's
opinion.
fine.
How gay is Charlie?
You're alright. I love you.
How were we made? How were we created? How were we built? Are there blueprints for the human anatomy?
Okay,
Obviously.
I'll let everyone else go first. I'll let everyone go first.
Oh no. Whoever wants to go.
So, I actually believe in Adam and Eve. It's just something I've always believed in.
So Adam and Eve first, man and woman on the planet?
Yeah, but of course, it's still, even though they were the first man and women, when they had sex, it still boils down to, you know, science. What happens when you have sex? You have a child.
Now, here's what I don't understand, though. In every picture and image of Adam and Eve that I've seen, Adam and Eve have belly buttons.
Mm-hmm.
So they obviously not the
their
first.
umbilical cords attached to.
Where'd they come from? You know?
Wait, what do you mean? You said they had belly buttons or they didn't have belly buttons?
They had belly buttons, which means they have a mom.
Is what connects you to your feeding tube when you're in the stomach. So
I never noticed that.
You have a belly button and you were having to be fed by someone else at some point.
Exactly.
Damn, that's a great question.
And that's what debunks my theory about Adam and Eve. That's the only thing, because everybody says, yeah, Adam and Eve, but I see fucking belly buttons on all the pictures of them. Like they were connected to something, someone's, you know. I don't know. Adam and Eve is and I asked my mom that, and you know what my mom said? She said pods, like tadpoles or frogs.
You don't mess with this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, alright, so now picture, so the asteroid that hit the planet that quote unquote killed the dinosaurs, right? What if there was some type of bacterium on that asteroid that mixed into the soil with our planet, and over the millions of years created this life form for us that looks like Neanderthals, a little like chimp people.
So kind of like created out of something else.
And this is what else I wanted to cover too. Now, and I might have said this, but what is the one thing that separates us as humans from everything else living on this planet?
You said talking.
And I said talking, right? And that's where the Fox 22 DNA comes in. And I was watching this thing, and that was inserted into our DNA back like before Neanderthal times. There was this other species of Neanderthal like hundreds of years before them that we supposedly came from, and they said that they injected that part of DNA that causes us to talk into them, and then over time evolved us to basically speed up our, you know,
our evolution.
Our evolution, the shit that we build, how fast we build, you know. Because if you look at it, what, like 150 years Look how much we've evolved in the past 150 years compared to a billion years, you know,
Mhm.
or just even a million years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking crazy. And give us another 150 years.
I don't know
You
what's
know?
crazy to me. When we found out about like the wheel way back in the day, like that caveman found out like about making the wheel, in like places like China and shit like that, they already like found the wheel out like 80 years prior.
Hmm.
What wheel?
Like the
The
wheel, the
wheel.
circle thing that made everything move. Like
The shit we hooked up
Oh.
fucking horses to and shit.
Oh,
yeah,
actual
like
The
wheels.
wheel.
Okay.
yeah,
Four
when
on
they
a
discovered
tire.
the wheel, they fucking China was already like China and like more advanced countries. We obviously weren't like connected to that, but already had certain shit before we did. Shit was
What about
crazy.
what about you, Diana? How are we here?
I don't really want to talk about it. I don't really know. I just believe I don't I really don't know.
You
Well,
don't
I said
wanna.
Adam and Eve / God. So,
Yeah. I mean, I believe in Jesus, but I don't
Absolutely.
know as much as I'd like to know. And yeah, so that's it. I'm clueless.
But I wanna know in your guys' eyes what is God? You know, but like, yeah, Jesus was a person, right?
mhm.
Like an actual like being.
I just sincerely, even though, like, so I am a very, I do research from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed throughout the day on just things. And I'm just, no matter how much research I do, there's just too much on this earth that can't be explained. And I just keep
Mhm.
going to God. There's too many things in my life that have happened that I can't explain. Where, and then there's feelings I feel sometimes when I like pray or talk out loud to Him that I
Yeah.
get throughout my body. And I don't know if it's all in my head, but I just am a firm believer that I don't know if it's a he, a what, but there's something
She's
that
hoping
has
for he
started
so
all
he
of
Absolutely.
can
this.
slide in her DM.
It's an entity, like a spirit, like a spiritual being.
Yes.
Being,
There's
being.
something that had to have created something has to be out there that has started everything. You're telling me this all just appeared out of thin air? It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, but now this is what I don't get. God made the world in 6 days, slept on the seventh, right?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Just don't believe that. Show me that that's real.
And
That's
that's the
just,
thing. We can't. Yeah, like
Also,
Exactly.
yo, with the Adam and Eve thing, the only
mhm.
reason that we have like a lifespan and why we can die is because they took the apple off of the tree in the Garden of Eden. If they didn't take the apple off, then we all would have been granted the ability to live forever
You
without
look
the
so
capability of
tired.
dying.
Yeah.
Ever since. Now we all die.
Uh, I don't know,
What
man.
do you believe, Charlie? Do you believe there is a spiritual being, or do you believe it's all science, or your mixed feelings?
There's definitely a spiritual being of it, but
Mm-hmm.
but for him to create us, I don't think that's true.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
I think there was blueprints of the human body, male and female, and the girl mapped out even more detailed to carry a children to reproduce. Definitely somewhere, not necessarily in this galaxy, somewhere else, we were
Mm.
created and brought here. And in some religions, they say that we were put on this to mine for gold as slaves. For
What's the goal? Is it physical gold, or is gold?
gold. Gold, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Physical gold. It's fucking crazy, but I don't know. That's what I think. I think we were created, you know.
I will say though, it has to be something, whether it's spiritual or exactly what you said, a blueprint, because there's no way the world just started working one day. There's no way. You kind of have to get an idea from somewhere. No
Exactly.
one, like, let's just say like, people never knew what fire was, right?
Yeah.
How does fire just start? How do you just start a fire not knowing how to start a fire? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Unless
Something
you're
like that.
banging rocks on top of rocks. But
And
how
then how
long
do you
is
know, like, banging the rocks would start the fire?
exactly how long is that gonna take for us Neanderthal type things to physically figure that out?
Yeah.
Years and years and years and years. That was like, and that's why I think night vision and bulletproof vests, Kevlar, that was all given to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched a 2-hour documentary, and in this documentary, they said that they found this crashed UFO, right? And they were doing this autopsy on this alien, and they peeled film off of his eyes, right? And and it was night vision, right? And Edward Eisenhower, one of our presidents, he sat, and I told Snuggy this, he sat and had a meeting of the minds with 4 different alien races, right? And he made a deal with them and said, you can take our humans to experiment with and all this, test, research, and shit, in exchange for Kevlar and night vision. Bro, how do we just figure out how to see in the dark?
Right.
How do us humans just figure out how to make this cloth-like material to stop a bullet? That shit does not make sense, bro. That was gifted knowledge.
Because science and math, of course, like, again, it goes back to, it had to have come from somewhere.
Intelligent
no one
force.
wakes up and thinks y whatever, mx, what the fuck is it called? The Pythagorean theorem. No one wakes up and says, I'm just gonna make this bullshit up and it's just gonna work for whatever formulas engineers need or fucking doctors need. They had to have gotten the idea from somewhere.
From somewhere. And you know what? Now I seen this today, and Joe Rogan had this dude on his podcast that was explaining all of this. And he said, medieval dragons, was it a thing? And they said yes.
Don't get me fucking started right now.
And they
on
said
that.
yes. And the only reason why there are not bones of all these medieval dragons is because the bone mass in a bird deteriorates quick. And there wouldn't be any big ass bones like that now. You know what I'm saying? Because all of our knights and shit that we had slayed that shit, bro.
And I
Where the
told
fuck
you
would they
when
get
my
that
mom was
from?
here, I was watching Merlin with her. I started that show, and she literally looked at me and said, do you think this is all real? I was like, there's no way someone just pulled Camelot out of their ass and said, I'm just gonna magically think of an idea
Knights
of a
of the
dragon.
Round Table and everything.
Yes, oh my gosh, no one can tell me magic and all of that is
Sorcery.
not real. Sorcery.
Witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo. That shit is real.
And then me believing in, so I believe in God and I believe he's a spiritual being. So if I believe in him, how could I not believe that there's other types of like magical spiritual beings? It would be really foolish of me not to believe that.
Yeah. Now, another thing I wanted to cover is, how were the pyramids in Egypt built?
So that's a good question. I never really looked into it, and I guess I should. But from what I've seen, and you guys can, of course, prove me wrong, I've never really looked into it, but wasn't it like Egyptian slaves?
Yeah, that's what they say. But how?
Those blocks are
10
like
tons.
10 feet tall, and they're like solid and carved out.
Yeah, that's like a
pure
10-ton
solid
rock.
Granite stone.
And not to
Didn't
mention,
they, like, use those things?
those fucking rocks, those are placed so tight together, you couldn't even slip a piece of paper through them.
Not
So
even
you
a
think
penny.
there was a machine involved?
It
You know
was
what? Oh my
definitely
God.
some weightless gravity to stack.
Inside these pyramids, there's these 26 crates, and they are about 20,000 pounds each or some shit like that, or 16,000 pounds each, and they're completely hollowed out. And to the point where I say hollowed out, it's cut out of one solid rock. They have to go to the top of it and hollow top to the bottom and they machine the sides, polish, and get them perfectly straight edges and flat and mirror-like. Then when they put them in and cap them with the nice artistic cap, they open it and you can slide a ballpoint pen down the pieces. So perfect, and they're at a 90-degree angle. There's nothing wrong with them. How were they doing that way back in the day?
With no rulers and
So-
shit.
So there's two chambers in the main pyramid,
Oh,
a king's and a queen's chamber, and they're pretty much pilots. When they sent a little robot in there to take samples, they had this weird chemical swabbed, right? And they said when those two pilots are lit and activated, it gives off this chemical, man, and I can't remember the name of it, but it supposedly charged their ships, a beam
Oh.
all the way up into the fucking sky, and they would hover above it and charge their fucking ships through whatever it was. That shit is fucking crazy, bro. And I wish I could find that. Dude, I used to watch so many crazy, like... I wish I could find that one.
I have a good question, conspiracy theory.
Oh!
What the fuck happened to Amelia Earhart? What
Oh.
do you guys think happened to her?
one of the
All right.
biggest ones is the coconut crab conspiracy.
Well, you think she got eaten alive by one?
Where she landed was like a giant area for coconut crabs, and coconut crabs can get to the point where their arms, their one claw is the size of their torso, and can cut
Okay.
like through steel.
You know where Amelia Earhart was flying?
Over
Bermuda
guard,
Triangle?
yeah.
You know what the Bermuda Triangle is?
Mm-mm.
The time was
It's a city underneath the ocean with
Yeah,
a
there's the
mechanical
sand.
force that is so crazy. Yep, it throws off anything above it or on top of the
there's
surface.
an underwater city in the Bermuda Triangle? I'd never heard that one.
Yeah, it's underneath the
Ugh.
sand. It's like silk sand that's mad soft. And
There's
when
a
when you go
city and
through
there's
it,
so much fucking
Yeah.
magnetic energy. It throws off our compasses, and they even, bro, they have fucking portals and like wormholes that form above that, up in the sky. And there was a book that this dude wrote, how he flew into this, right? And when he was looking all around him, and he could see like visions of his life, like that he already went through, right? And when he came out, it was like 20 days later, and it was like an hour and a half ride
Mhm.
flying through the sky. He wrote a fucking book about it.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me to bring up the Malaysia flight that was
Oh,
never
the
fucking
250
found.
pound passengers that was
Where
never
the
fucking
fuck
found.
are the
they
people?
just
Yes.
got the transmitter back from the engine.
That little black
That's
box
crazy.
Yep, it just showed up on shore
thing? Wow.
Like- 3 months ago or some shit like that.
That's fucking crazy. Look up Google Machu Picchu, right? Google Pumapunku, the islands of Pumapunku, and look at those fucking islands, and you tell me those structures are fucking man-made, and I'll sit here and wait, cause
How do
them
you
shits
spell
right. Look up
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu, right? And then
Yeah.
the other one's Pumapuku. Pumpupok, I think. Puku. Pumapuku. And
Oh,
there's
got it.
big ass H-shaped fucking stones carved, razor blade
Damn,
sharp,
yeah.
bro. You fucking tell me that was man-made. And that's what I was telling you, Lisa. That's above tree growing level in the mountains. No trees ever grew there, so how the fuck were those brought
Wow.
up there?
And how can you breathe up there with no trees?
Exactly. Them shits were fucking dropped right there. Landmarks, fucking indicators of where they are when they fly into our atmosphere. Or just weird shit, bro, that they discarded. That could be trash. That could be junk that they didn't need.
That's crazy.
And Machu Picchu is fucking like... It's like a crazy fucking city, dude. Just built.
Damn.
The motherfuckers. And what about Dulce Base, New Mexico?
What's that?
Remember Phil Schneider that I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm.
That dude, that fucking... Dulce, New Mexico, fucking in the Dulce base, fucking what was it? There's a base on there, and the dude with green berets, they killed this dude for telling this, and that's the whole documentary that I was showing you, Lisa, that I was trying to get you to watch in the pots. And he fucking went undercover because of the government, and they were drilling into that base all the way down with these big ass drills, and they kept breaking, right? And they didn't know why, and they kept going through, and then they hit this like hole on the way in, and all this like stinky like soot air and like nasty smelling air came out, right? And they went down there, and he was there. He went down with like 5 of other guys, and he tells you about it. He only had a Walter PP pistol, 7-shot clip in it, and the other guys that was with him were like barely armed. And they went down there, and when he opened up the little elevator thing that took him down, there was 3'7" tall alien gray, 3 7-foot tall alien grays, and the one in the middle was like 10 foot tall. And when he seen it, he went to reach for his gun, and when he did that, the alien waved his hand in front of his belly, right? And a beam came out, shot Phil Schneider, sliced his hand off, burned his toes, opened his belly up, his like intestines was coming out. The fucking other dudes there died, and one guy stuffed him back in the elevator and hit the button, brought him back up, and that dude died right there. And he fucking tells you, bro, word for word, how gruesome, and you can just see it. Like, you can't fake that shit. And 66 Green Berets died because of that. And he explains it all, and they killed him for like exposing that at a fucking convention in 1994, I believe it was. But that's the shit that I was telling you. That's a piece of it. And when he said that, and he said that there was like 7 or 10 fucking like floors, and we have like the top four floors, but anything below that belongs to the alien greys, and that's where they breed us, and that's where they fucking like stitch us together for like projects and shit, and everything's sitting in this like thick blue vast of like slime to preserve shit. And it's just like, that's where a lot of cows go that get like in cattle. Fucking there's a certain spot in a cow that they fucking love in the throat. They take like this cow's glands. No, it's not straight. But it's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. What about like pixies? You guys believe in like pixies or like trolls?
Absolutely. There is not one fairy tale creature or
What about giants?
Trolls.
Yeah.
I believe there's trolls. I believe trolls existed.
What about like the 80 to like 200
Like
troll,
titans?
like giants?
Titans. Yeah. Now, what about this? Do you guys believe this? Because there's a bunch of tales of this in old Native American culture, bro. They used to walk in caves for days, right? And they used to enter like this like portal or whatever the fuck it was, and it would take them inside a world inside of our world where there's water, there's another sun, like the core of the earth is a sun, there's clouds, there's other different species of animals right below our surface that we're like built on. You guys believe that?
Oh, that could be interesting to look
That
into.
look into that, Lisa, because that is crazy. I love that. That
But
shit is.
would we be replicated as well, or we just aren't? We don't exist in that world.
We look different. We have like a green tinted skins. Them 2 kids from Woolpit that I showed you, the brother and the sister, like that, like where they're from. But the Native Americans used to travel spiritual journeys to get to that.
That's one thing about Native Americans. I absolutely believe on the reservations that they live on that they still do shit. and with like the animal spirit things, and I believe in all of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. And you believe in like guardian angels that can just appear and like move children out of harm's way and shit?
Yeah, I
Yeah, me
do.
too.
But I also believe in dark angels. If there's light, there's dark.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's just things that really happen in this world, especially the people that are just horrible, that the only explanation to me would be like a dark force, because there's some really sickening things.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm looking on Google to see what's another one. I just know so many, it's hard to just think
Yeah.
about them
Can I talk
sometimes.
about
It.
a cartoon conspiracy?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so there's two. It's a corresponding one. Go together. They play on each other. You know, the Flintstones and the Jetsons.
Oh yeah, you was telling me this.
The Jetsons are so way back in the day, Russia threatened us with like 3 nuclear bombs that would destroy
Mhm.
the United States, like 1933 or 1934 or some shit like that. They said that we got scared. Everyone like was like, "What the fuck?" They made the Jetsons right after that. That was to resemble, like, say the U.S. did get bombed, it's gone. There's so much nuclear radiation all over the United States and all over the world. We have to take everything in the sky. Now everyone's doing their thing, da 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 da. They know like technology, garbage disposal, how to run a business, what a patriarchy, a matriarchy, everything. They know that. They know the foundation of like everything. Now, after all that radiation's gone and everything subsided and the Earth is starting to come back to life, they decide, oh fuck it, we're gonna go back and replenish. And that's how Flintstone started, because they had garbage disposal, they had working people, they had a patriarchy with a boss, with payroll, with pay stubs, with a punching machine, with cranes, they had vehicles that they knew how to
Mhm.
move. Like, all that shit was crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. God damn.
So, since you're talking about like basically space, that brings me to another thing. That fucking hotel, the space hotel. That is
Yes.
honestly to me a test to see how long people can sustain up there. Not astronauts, just regular people that can afford to go. Because something is going to happen soon. And they need to know that humans are going to be able to go up there and last.
I think
There is
Elon
no
Musk.
way. Yeah.
I think he's an alien.
You do? Did you watch his SNL thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when they were doing the space station skit with Miley Cyrus, the Chad one, it was all fun and games, but to me, I was looking at that man while he was talking like he knows something we don't
He
about what's
knows a
gonna happen,
lot of
especially if
stuff we
he's in
don't.
charge. I'm very like new to knowing who this man is. I thought he was just the Tesla CEO. I didn't know he did anything
No.
with space, blah blah blah.
Lisa, I feel like Elon Musk has like intelligence that we don't have. Like, you
Mhm.
know what a reptilian is?
Yep.
Like one of them. Put here to help push us and evolve us a little bit, you know?
So you think
Because we're
he's
like stuck.
doing it for good intentions?
Yeah, he's definitely a good
So
one.
you don't think he's an evil person?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
I love Elon Musk. And if you watch his like 2 hour podcasts with Joe Rogan,
Mhm. Is that the
just
one when he has that smoke in his hand?
that's the first one he did. But he does like
I've seen
he does another one
memes
with him.
about it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the shit he
So
says.
what does he actually do then?
He does everything, like literally everything.
Yeah, he's everything. He
Whatever he wants to do.
invents. Yeah, he built a flamethrower, and he labeled it not a flamethrower and sold it for $500, so everybody could buy a flamethrower. But
They're
it's
not even
Wow.
illegal either. That's the funny part.
yeah, it wasn't even illegal. You could ship them overseas.
Yeah, you can fucking have like 38 of those in your fucking house and no one's gonna question you. But if you had
See,
one
now my
AR-15, they're gonna be like, whoa.
Now, my thing with a flamethrower, if I owned a flamethrower, it wouldn't be for home defense because I'm going to burn my house down.
Yeah, I know. I'd be cooking
It,
food in my room with it.
I would, yeah, you're gay. I would use it to melt snow, and I'd go around making
my
money
God.
Ooh,
Yeah,
melting
dude.
snow
I
for
would.
people, walkways and shit.
Oh my god.
That, like
Or
welding.
if you need to kill a bunch of weeds, like a big area of
Mhm.
weeds, you could just burn the brush real quick. You
That would
know?
be cool in a boatyard, you know, if they're like welding like big boats or some shit like that. They need a large source of fire to like heat up a giant piece of like steel or something like that. That would be cool too, like have a nice flamethrower.
Yeah.
Go make some money real quick. Be like, oh,
I'd
you
walk
need me
around
to
my
melt the front
neighborhood
of the shipping crate off?
melting walkways, bro. Fucking $30 a walkway. I'd have that thing paid for in a couple days. Not
Oh,
even
Give
an
me 12
hour.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, give me 12
One
hours.
fucking
I'll be
snowstorm,
buying
I'll have
the
that paid for.
neighborhood. You'll buy him for all Rhode Island at that point. Right.
Oh, fuck.
I think people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, what the fuck is the dude's name from Amazon? Bezos, Jeff.
Jeff
Jeff
Bezos.
Bezos.
People that have money in that capacity must know things that could really make or break the human race,
Do
honestly.
you know who I think knows things that is mad undercover on the radar?
Who?
Dan Blazarian.
Who's that? Let me look him up.
He's got money out of the ass. I'm talking about that guy. He's got money, he's got property, he has a brain that's not really dumb because he's made a lot of money off of it. And he just stays low key, but he maintains very, 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 very high amounts of money. Like, I get he plays poker on like a high scale, but like to the point where he has a glass collection of just dab rigs and bongs that's like probably like 10 mil.
Yeah, so. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like, yo, why do you need like have a collection? He has 5 guns and it's called the Elemental Weapon Series or some shit like that. Each gun is a working gun that it's a glass piece. You can take it off the stand if you can load the bullets in. The clip has stuff in it too. It's fully UV reactive. There's 2 holes in it, so when you inhale one, you move upwards, and you exhale through the other one, and the smoke comes out of the barrel. And they're all like water, earth, fire, air, and like something else. And they're all like probably like $180,000 each.
Did you guys ever hear of the Titanic theory? Conspiracy theory?
Which
Titanic?
one?
That, okay, so you know, like, Vanderbilt, and you know the Rothschilds, you know, like, the richest, like, people in the world?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like the Gambinos and shit, like
And
the
the Wall
Illuminati,
Street.
the 12
Yes.
families, right? The 12 families.
Yes. Illuminati, I'm talking Illuminati now.
Mhm.
Don't fucking kill me, but...
The monarchy, right?
So-
No, the 12.
so-
Yep.
Bro, so I heard this, right? So I heard, the Rothschilds were supposed to be on the Titanic. The Titanic was supposed to be this big ass luxury cruise, bro. And all the richest people in the world at the time was supposed to be on that, right? But the Rothschilds paid the dude that drove the boat to crash it, right? On purpose. Or something happened where that went down completely on purpose, so no other of the richest people in the world would be in the world, that they would all die, so that the
Wow.
Rothschilds could take over the world, the banks, and
No
all this shit.
competition.
Yes. Yes. So they
Wow.
backed
You know
out
what?
last
That
second.
makes
Look
sense,
into that.
though.
Look into that, because
Definitely.
that fucking happened, and I believe that happened, and then they turned it into a love story to distract the people. I'm a
You don't
fucking...
think the ship was capable of hitting an iceberg?
Yeah, that was supposed to be the unsinkable. That was the unsinkable ship, wasn't it? The fucking Titanic.
Let me see.
And then it hits a little fucking iceberg, bro. Come on. That shit was blown out from the back of the boat on the bottom. That's why when you see it sinking, it goes up. And then it sticks straight up like a tower, because the back of the boat is weighed down first. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
I
so the
might be mentally
Rothschild
ill.
family.
I might be
Wealthy
mentally
Jewish
ill.
family. I've never heard of them
Titanic
before.
conspiracy theory, Rothschilds. They fucking, they made that shit go down. And they backed out and fucking had that go down, bro. So they would be the only richest people in the world.
That is so fucking crazy.
It's so fucking sick. It's almost fucking genius. And what about Hitler's time traveling device, the Die Glock bell,
What's
aka
that?
the Nazi bell? Hitler was designing this device. It's called Der Glock, or the Nazi bell. You can look this up. And he lost like 16 of his soldiers trying to fucking do this, but it produced this thing when they hung it up and had it going, that you could like see into it and see visions. And supposedly, and I'm just saying supposedly, Hitler got into that and never died in the bunker, and he got into that and traveled off, right? And they spotted that Der Glock bell fucking like 50 years later. So like I want to say like 10 or 13 years ago they spotted that in an estate somewhere up in the sky. But the Nazi bell, the Nazi German bell, Der Glock, that's one to look into too, because that's fucking crazy. Hitler was a crazy inventor, and they only showed him as evil, but yeah, he was evil. But his inventions were fucking crazy. He was working on building a UFO. They said that Hitler was working with aliens, which I fucking believe it. That shit is crazy. I might be fucking crazy, but there's way too much shit in this world that not to believe in small shit like that. Oh, you saying, Lisa?
Looking into the Rothschilds took me to the Vanderbilt. And
Yeah.
I had no idea
Anderson Cooper's mother is a Vanderbilt.
Fucking
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Anderson Cooper's a Vanderbilt. He's a fucking
God.
sicko too. He's a baby blood drinker.
Oh my god, I did not want to go this deep into my research,
Yeah.
and now I'm gonna be up all night.
But yeah, Anderson Cooper's mom was a Vanderbilt, and she was like a model too, wasn't she?
Let me look her up, because I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, she was a fashion designer.
Oh, fashion, that's it. Fashion designer. Yeah. Her a baby blood drinker, and supposedly fucking Ellen DeGeneres is not really a female. It's a dude. She's a dude that was forced to have surgery and trans over, right? And she's a huge baby blood drinker, bro. That chromosome that they extract from torturing babies, and then they extract
Why do you
that.
think that?
Oh my god, look at, okay, there's a bunch of shit that on why I think that. But just for
heard
an
she
example,
was a horrible person.
look at a picture of her recently. It's because she doesn't have that fucking in her right now. Look how she's aging. Look how she just aged in the last like.
Oh my gosh, I thought I was the only person who noticed she's starting to age very quick.
Look at that.
All of a sudden.
And that's gonna start happening in that Pizzagate, where they sell children disguised as names of furniture. You know what I'm saying?
Old Wayfair.
Yeah. So they could get that fucking something drone, a chroma drone or something it's called. But they'll fucking torture little children, and then when their adrenaline spikes, they'll kill them and then extract that from them, and it sells for like $200,000 to $500,000 a vial. That shit is fucking crazy. And that's what the Queen of London's heavy into. All of her servants are into that.
Now that I have definitely heard.
Yeah, that's fucking scary. John Legend, his wife, she's like fucking crazy into Pizzagate. Crazy. I'll get killed for this podcast. I don't care.
Yeah. All right, so I'm looking up the Pizzagate. It names Ellen, Oprah, which I heard about her, and Tom
Oprah.
Hanks.
Yeah, and um, you know who tried to expose Pizzagate? Crazy George Clooney. George Clooney
Oh,
tried to
really?
expose them fucking crazy on what he was saying about them, and a couple of other actors, but I just know George Clooney was one of them. I want to say Mel Gibson too, but George Clooney definitely tried to expose them.
So is that why Mel Gibson and George Clooney all of a sudden were named like one of the most like hostile people to work with in Hollywood? What's up, Lori?
What the fuck are the odds of that?
Right.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Sorry, Lori was here, but yeah, that shit. I started seeing that.
Yeah, that
And
shit
then
is
Tom
crazy.
Hanks, Oprah, and Ellen all had something canceled within 24 hours of each other. It was like Oprah, it was like a magazine she was planning on putting out. Tom Hanks had some kind of project, and Ellen with the show.
What's that? Yeah. What are the fucking odds of that though?
Hmm.
And there's this other thing too that I want to. It's this island, right? I can't think of the name of it, but it's the Illuminati island. It has this big owl statue on it, right? And they fucking fly all like the people that are in the Illuminati out there, and they wear these like cloaks, and they do these like ceremonies and sacrifices and shit. You guys ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
And you know who's big into the Illuminati with that shit too? Drake. Look at his label, it's an owl. Not for nothing, I know Diana loves owls, but an owl is a huge sign of Illuminati.
Hmm.
Mwahaha.
People say Jay-Z and Beyonce are very into the Illuminati.
Yes. Yes. Kanye.
Oh, yes.
Kanye's huge into it.
He's a very disturbed person, and I just wonder why.
The poster child for the Illuminati. Who's that dude that just released that shoe with the blood in it?
Lil Nas X.
Yup. Right there. Illuminati.
Why do you
Crazy,
think
bro.
that?
Crazy. That dude just looks possessed. That dude looks like he is in the first stages of soul selling.
So it's funny you say that because when he first came out, of course, with Old Town Road, the vibe I was getting from him was really, the country music. He was trying to be different and things. And then he just completely did a 360.
Boom.
I'll tell
Completely.
you somebody
Illuminati.
else who's definitely Illuminati.
Tell me.
The Weeknd. Look at all his
Oh.
videos. The
Yeah.
Weeknd. Look at all his
Oh,
videos. It's him
that guy.
burning. The devil's in it. Well, somebody who represents the devil, but I
Mhm.
definitely looked into him. Like he's 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Undeniable.
And I feel like Justin Bieber was and slipped out.
Okay, that is, yes, absolutely. That man, I did
Right?
not know where he was gonna end up
He got out
for
of
a
it.
minute. Yep, and then he disappeared. He got right. He got his wife, and I think he finally came back in good spirit
Yeah.
because he only does what he wants now. And another person who got out, which sucks because she made amazing music, Rihanna, she completely
Oh.
left music completely to do her makeup, and now it's like she's really off the grid if you
Good.
pay attention to it.
Selena Gomez is off the grid too. I'm not saying
Mhm.
she's an Illuminati, but I seen a video of her, a girl approaching her, and she was like a skittish dog, bro, all fucked up and like, you're really
Mhm.
scaring me. You're really scaring me. Okay, I'm sorry. Like Selena Gomez was apologizing to the girl for her scaring her. Like she was all fucked
Aw.
up, bro. Maybe Disney did that to her. Disney's
You think Miley
Illuminati.
Cyrus?
Yes. 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 I feel like when she was going through that like shit. And you know what I seen another big thing about Illuminati, and I don't know if this is true or not, but they have to do some type of gay act in public. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Lil Wayne kissing Birdman all on the mouth and shit all the time.
I remember
Look at
that.
Fetty Wap, bro. Fetty Wap was doing some gay shit, wearing dresses, carrying purses. You know, maybe that's like some type of initiation. You know, like 2 Chainz was doing all that fruity shit, and then just stopped. And then
Oh
just
yeah.
stopped, like it, and then it went back to normal.
It's the signs, like, and then going back to like Drake and Beyonce and Jay-Z, again, people, artists with like the most money, P. Diddy, the
P
most
Diddy.
money. Those people can't, I just don't see all good intentions when you're that high, especially because even if you're a celebrity, if you have that type of money and that type of status, you're also gonna know shit about the country and the world.
Yeah.
Money can get you information that just could be impossible for just everyday people to get.
Yeah. And look at, what about Demi Lovato?
I don't
Addiction
know
or
because the
Illuminati?
addiction, yeah, I think, I don't know because she never really had any scandals before, but then all of a
But what
sudden she
fucked
was
her
coming
up
out
to do that? You know what?
Disney.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Disney, bro. I was watching this conspiracy theory about Disney, and they have, in the, just for example, in the movie The Lion King, the OG one, they have the word sex spelled out in that movie on screen over 100 times, and penises, like 60 something penises on screen, subliminal.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, crazy. And Frozen, a whole bunch of, like, they just write sex in the clouds and shit. Like, I'll hunt that one down and send it to you, Lisa. It's like 36 minutes.
All right.
The Disney's conspiracy theory is crazy. And Walt Disney, I'm gonna forget the dude's name. He had, Kurt Russell. When Kurt Russell was a kid, Walt Disney had him like as his little sex puppet.
What? Kurt
Yeah,
Russell?
yeah. And when Walt Disney was on his last like couple weeks to like couple days, he
Really?
lost. Yep, he lost his ability to talk. Right. So the last thing Walt Disney said slash wrote was Kurt Russell on a piece of paper, and that's a
What?
fact. You can fucking look that up.
I need to right
That
now.
is in, and why he fucked with Kurt Russell, bro. Destroyed that kid, childhood star. Walt Disney was a sick fuck and child molester.
Oh, the first thing that comes up were Disney's dying words, really Kurt Russell. Wow.
My thing is, if I'm gonna tell you guys about shit, it's gonna be like shit that I've seen, facts that I've seen. I'm not gonna like. I don't like to preach bullshit. I like to spread the word about what I seen and like shit, and that shit to me is crazy. It's fucking crazy. What about the city of Atlantis? Do you think
I
that
kind
was
of believe.
a city up and then we shifted and then it became underwater?
No, I think it's just been separate from humans.
You think that was built underwater?
Yeah, and I think it's exactly where it's past the point of where humans can even go underwater. And that was going to be something else I brought up, the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
You can't tell me there's not some shit going down there. If we have never been to the bottom, there's shit going on.
Less than, I don't know if it's still less than 18%, but let's just say less than 22% of our ocean has been explored.
While I look that up, yes, it says, as a kid, Kurt Russell had a close personal relationship with Walt Disney. As a kid, you should not have a close personal relationship with a grown-ass man.
That's okay, but Macaulay Culkin and Mike Jack wasn't okay? I don't want to hear that.
Wait, I don't know that. I don't know anything about that one.
We'll cover the ocean.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
man, I love Michael Jackson, and then I seen this fucking documentary
Oh,
of...
Michael Jackson. I thought you said Mick Jagger.
Oh, I said Mike Jack. Like Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Yeah, no. But, yeah, the ocean mermaids.
Hell yeah, I do. And
Yeah.
I think mermaids are not just floating around freely. I think they're also down there where we just haven't been.
Yeah. Because once it gets to the point where once we start going deep, 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 our lungs explode, glass starts breaking from pressure, right? How the fuck do we
Mhm.
know what's down there?
Exactly.
And forget, oh, a little fucking 100-foot depth that we covered. Bro, look how much fucking ocean's out there.
Mhm. You said 22% or less.
Yeah,
It's only 5% of the world's
of
ocean has
ocean.
been discovered.
Yeah, so me
5.
saying 22 was giving them
That's
a lot.
95% of unexplored
Unexplored
ocean. There is
ocean.
definitely some shit going on.
The ocean is very scary. Oh, the ocean's so fucking scary, dude. And I watched this thing before, right? And this is documented. Christopher Columbus, when he was sailing across the ocean, him and his whole tribe on the Mayflower watched this orb at the bottom of the ocean for 3 hours go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Mhm.
A glowing orb in the water. And he wrote about that.
That
The
is
fuck were they
fucking-
doing? They were probably building something.
That is crazy. Just like space, I know there's things out there, and the thing is, I don't know what do you think is more possible, exploring all of space or exploring all of the ocean?
The ocean. There's no way.
You do?
We're not even gonna get to explore outside of our galaxy. I feel like.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you think it would be more possible to explore the entire fucking ocean than to explore space?
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think?
No,
Space-
I agree. I just wanted
Space is here. We're
Space
we're
is infinite.
we're floating through galaxy.
Uh-huh.
You know, so for us to
Yeah.
even explore 2% of the galaxy, that's
Yeah.
like that's like 0.1% of our ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, yeah, the ocean is fucking huge, but I think there is an end to it. I think everything on the earth that's ocean,
It's
that's
like we're
just what
living
it
in a
is,
fishbowl.
you know? Exactly. So there's only so much water, but space is never ending, I think.
Yeah. That's very scary. But now, what about this? What about portals in the ocean that can take you into other dimensions slash
Ooh.
things? Because now, we always see aliens and hear about aliens crashing into the ocean as a crash landing. But how do they leave? Like, yeah, they could rise up and then boom, up and out. But like, wouldn't it be easier if they had like a little portal?
Like
Or
a
like a
little
little
device where they
wormhole.
click it and a portal opens or something?
Yeah, zoom right through it, and then right into space in a little wormhole, and then out wherever they need to go.
Yeah. Holy shit.
You know, just like like a little shape-shifting object to make shit weightless, and I can shrink shit, and I can expand it, bro. Like, and I can take samples of soil and plant life and other shit. Like, I can scan you and see everything that you're made of, all the components in you. You know what I'm saying? There has to be that. You know Nikola Tesla? Best
Tesla?
inventor of all time. Thomas Edison stole pretty much everything he ever did. But Nikola Tesla created a ray gun that would vaporize human bodies, and he destroyed that for the better of our humanity.
Damn.
And Nikola Tesla also made the Tesla coil, the wireless energy, so we'd have wireless electricity instead of these telephone poles and shit with wires. It would be like towers with lightning that drew off of it, and it would be that. And if we went with Tesla shit instead of Edison shit, our planet would be like way better. Nikolai Tesla,
Mhm.
hands down, best inventor of all time. Call me crazy. Amongst other shit.
I've never even heard of him before.
I know, it's
Crazy.
sad. Thank you, Diana. Did you guys
Um,
look at the stream, how I have
mhm.
it set up?
My fucking Twitch blocked me, so I have to let it like cool
Ugh.
off because it's yeah. I tried too many times to get
Kieran
in.
has my
Oh,
phone.
my stomach's killing me now. I ate so much.
Oof. You ate too much conspiracy?
Uh,
Yeah. But yeah.
so, uh,
Mermaids,
Have
the
you ever
Loch Ness
thought about?
Monster.
Oh,
Ever
the
thought about
Loch Ness
what?
monster. No, I was gonna say, have you ever thought about like the concept of money and how we supposedly went from fucking trading
Did you see what
for services?
did you see what Elon Musk said about money on Saturday Night Live? Wait,
No,
he's like
no,
when he
no.
was talking about Dogecoin and Bitcoin,
Oh my god.
bro, look it up. And he was like, "This is a dollar. This is real, right?" And Musk is like, well, sorta." And then he was like, "Well, anyway." And then he was talking about Dogecoin and shit. Like that dollar bill
Okay,
is
so
worthless.
Dogecoin. I invested money in it because I just feel like okay, so when Bitcoin came out, people were like, that's never gonna go anywhere. That shit is fuck that shit. Who cares about Bitcoin? That sh- People that got Bitcoin when people were doubting it are millionaires now.
Yes,
One
Lisa.
share of Bitcoin, I looked at my app, it was like $53,000 for one share. People were buying it at 53 cents at one point.
Yeah, they,
So I
Doge,
invested in
invest in that.
Dogecoin.
Good,
I put
smart.
$250 in there, and it's 65 cents a share right
Mm.
now.
I would say even in a couple of weeks, throw some more in. Get another
hmm
250. Lisa,
I'm
that's
just
gonna
waiting
go
on my
off.
money. It says five. It literally takes 5 business days. So my funds are there, but it's not cash available. So once it says cash available 250, I can buy my shares. But I'm praying it doesn't hit $1 before I get in. My money's supposed to clear on the 12th, so
Good, good, good.
oh,
But yeah, wasn't Bitcoin a currency set up for like millionaires and like for like black market shit?
yes,
yes,
it
and
looks
that's
like
the
that.
thing. They were trying to use Bitcoin on the dark web as a
Hmm.
way to buy shit from the dark web, and that shit blew up.
And that's how we buy shit from like Israel and shit. And like,
Yes. And people can argue that it's not real money. Okay, it's not real physical cash, but on the
you can
internet,
turn it.
if it's working, that shit is gonna blow
Yeah, but
up.
now I can turn that into physical cash, my US currency. Just like in Islamic US fucking currency or whatever their currency is, or China yen. Whoever I do business with can turn
Like
that into
convert
their.
it.
Yes. Like back in the
So
day where you.
I think Bitcoin is like that, I think.
It's like
I'm not
washing
sure.
money. If I rob a bank of $2 million, right, and I turn that into Bitcoin and then I transfer it
hmm
over and then I draw that out, that money's clean now. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's what so some people are arguing that that's a slippery slope because now anyone could really make a cryptocurrency, and if that shit gets enough weight behind it, it could be used as actual currency. So
Yeah.
what's the limit on that? If anyone could do that as long as they have the support in the investments, what's stopping it? Me from making Lisa is that B coins like
Yeah. That's very scary, isn't it? That's
mhm
how money's gonna be obsolete. In the future it's not gonna mean shit.
mhm it's gonna be like everyone's gonna have money, so money's gonna be worthless.
Yeah.
That's like that one African country that printed out, they just printed money. I forgot what country it was. People were walking around with barrels of money, but so like they would have like 10,000 of these African bills, but it would be worthless. It would just be worthless money. That shit is the
Wow.
concept of money is insane to me.
Yeah. That is insane.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
how good is aloe for you?
Aloe's amazing for you.
Like if I drink it, is this gonna make me, if I feel that like
Hell
dehydrated, am
yeah.
I gonna be good?
Aloe's amazing. You might need some Pedialyte.
Not like dehydrated. I just had something that was really salty. I
Hell yeah.
this should help me though.
Absolutely. I want to cover
Did you get
a
food?
couple more minutes on those pixies slash fairies.
Yeah, okay. Now we're talking.
Like, come on, man. You don't think? And I seen what it was from another country, so it was all in a different like language. But I seen a picture of this like burned fairy, and she had her wings like crisp. You could see her wings. You
Mhm.
could see her skull, her teeth. You could see her hair was burnt. It was fucking real. Like
I think
I
I've seen something
looked
like
it
that.
fucking over and over and over. It was multiple pictures, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like a little Tinkerbell.
Mhm.
Damn.
Like, come on, somewhere in the woods, somewhere through like a tree trunk. You don't think there's little pixies that? All right, so now, all right, ghosts are there clearly, right? But we can't fucking see them because it's another reality. It's another like dimension,
Yeah,
right?
another realm.
A realm, yes. Pixies, motherfucker. They have to
Yeah.
be there.
Yep.
Keep the plants fresh, keep the dew. You know, like, come on. Like, I believe in pixies. Just like I believe in, like, little troll-like gnomes
Mhm.
that can hide, like, under fucking, like,
Leprechauns. I believe in
moss.
leprechauns.
Leprechauns, bro.
So Ireland has been around for centuries, thousands of years.
Ugh,
They didn't just pull leprechauns out of their ass. Someone had to
out of...
experience something.
And that's like with Transylvania and vampires.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh my
Nosferatu.
God. Yes.
Come on, people, wake up. You don't just, I had a dream and fucking think of
Right.
that shit.
Because if you've never seen it before, how are you gonna dream about it?
Exactly. I feel like, and that's another thing. What are dreams? Right? Like, like what are dreams? How come we can't control dreams and dream about what we want? How come we can't pick where we go when we go to sleep?
Hmm.
Why do we dream? And I feel like that when we dream, that is a on here connection between us and aliens. Like if they wanted to, they could tap into the frequency of our brain and get into our dreams slash audio, you know?
So you
Like,
don't believe in the psychology and the science behind dreams. You believe it's something different.
I mean, I could go either way, but you ever hear
Hmm.
like high frequency pitches and like one side of your ear or both ears, like your ears are ringing?
I have really bad tinnitus, and it's very constant. It's almost like 90% of the time when I'm just relaxing.
I'm just saying, why does that happen to us?
Hmm. Good question. My doctor can't even answer that. They have for
Doctors
that
can't.
for that illness. They say they don't know why it happens.
Yeah,
Especially for someone like me who was not a pilot, was not in combat, has never had a gunfire next to my ear. You know what I mean? Perfectly fine eardrum, but I have really bad tinnitus. How?
exactly, Lisa.
And that's why I think I'm crazy, because if that's it, if that ringing is something, then that just explains why my mind works the way it does.
Yeah, frequencies. Like, I feel like I'm insane. There's a guy called Secure Team 12 or Secure Team on YouTube, and he got his channel deleted 3 times, but he exposes the government and the government's shit for videos for you
Hmm.
guys. And he literally had to hide for like 6 months away from his house because of his videos.
Hmm.
Because they were like looking for him and shit.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, Secure Team, he's really good. But we reached our hour mark. If you guys want to wrap it up and get some games in, or
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was a good one. Snuggy and Diana barely said a knuckle.
And
I feel bad. I feel like I was talking so much.
That's okay. Well, you guys, let us know what you think about certain theories in the comments. Your agrees, your do's and don'ts on certain things. Just mark the time and drop what you think in there. We'll catch you on the next one, baby. Keep it woozy.